Early states. In this lesson, we would learn about the early states around the 6th century BC, reasons for information of states and some case studies. The beginning of Vedic period. We have studied in the previous chapter that during Vedic age, around 600 BC, the Aryans migrated from Sapt Sindhu, now Punjab Haryana area, to Ganga Valley. During Vedic age, the development in agriculture and as such the capabilities to grow their own food made settle down Aryans families. To these families that day was called as Kul. Many Kuls formed one clan and many clan formed one Jana. Around the 6th century BC, these Janas formed their own territory, which they called Janapadas. These tribes often fought with each other over the possession of land, cattle, etc. Discovery of iron, improvement in agriculture techniques, progress in their trade and industry upgraded their lifestyle to a great extent. Tribal kings or Rajans got revenue or bali from his tribes in return for which he maintained and improved the army. These Janapadas were continuously fighting with each other and the ones who became powerful were known as Mahajanpadas or great states. Buddhist texts mention that 16 such Mahajanpadas, of which 14 were very powerful and existed in the whole of North India from 600 BC to 400 BC. These 16 states constituently fought among themselves. Later, 4 states became prominent. These were Avanti, Vatsa, Magdha and Kosala. Their states were formed to defend their crops land, trade settlements, etc. from rival tribes. The states were governed by the rulers or Rajans having their own army and capital. Features of Mahajanpadas. Most of these states were ruled by kings. Income in the form of tax were collected from farmers, traders, craftsmen, etc. Villages were controlled by the headmen known as Gramini, who reported to king directly. Intercity and inter-kingdom trade generated more income. Political system of Mahajanapadas was of 2 types, that is monarchical and republic system. The features of monarchical system were: states were ruled by kings. Kingship was hereditary. King was very powerful and was the lawmaker. King had a strong army. Tax collection from people was used by the king for army and roads. The king's power was normally confined to within his tribe members only. Kingdoms always nearly come up in the fertile areas, so they were quite rich. Republic system. The following were the features of republic system. State were ruled by chief called Janpati, elected by a group of people. It was not hereditary. Ruler ruled with assistance from elder of Kshatriya family. They had an army too. Tax collection from people was spent on army and for welfare of the citizens. They were constituted by either a single tribe or many tribes. The state was always located near hills. Case study. Out of 16th Mahajanapadas located all over the North India from Avanti, Gujarat in the west to Anga, Bihar in the east and Gandhara in the northwest. Anga, which covers present Monghir and Bhagalpur district of Bihar. Magadha, which covers present Patna, Gaya, Shabad districts of Bihar. Vajji, which covers Tirhut division of Bihar. Anga was a kingdom located in the north of the Ganga delta, over river Ganga. They had control over sea trade on the east coast. Mahajanapadas Magadha 544 to 461 BC. Magadha was the cradle of most of the important and powerful Indian empires. It was located southeast of the river Ganga. Elephants were trained to become the part of the army. Agriculture flourished and trade thought rivers became prosperous. King Bimbisara in 543 BC first annexed Anga to expand his territory. He had wholehearted support from his contemporaries Buddha and Mahavira. King Bimbisara undertook many reforms for the welfare of his people. He built roads, canals and used the river Ganges for his trade and transportation. King Ajatashatru 493 to 461 BC was the successor of his father Bimbisara. He built the capital city Patliputra and controlled the entire kingdom. Main reasons for the prosperity of Magadha dynasty. The location occupied, upper and lower Gentic's plains, was the favorable one. Their capital cities were protected by hills and rivers which acted as natural defense. Rich mineral deposits gave them facility to make superior tools and weapons. Fertile area provide prosperous for people and state. Thick forest gave them wood to make water transports and also elephants and horses to increase their army strength. Their advisors and regional controllers were intelligent. They got support and guidance from great religious thinkers like Gautam Buddha and Mahavira. Soon this kingdom lost to the Nandas 361 to 322 BC and finally to the Mauryas. Mahapadma Nandas was the most famous ruler of the Nanda dynasty. Vajji Confederacy was located in North Bihar. This was the small state and it had fought wars for almost 100 years against Kashi, Kosala and Magad to gain control over the gigantic plains. King Ajatashatru of Magad was annexing Kashi and Kosala, fought for 16 years against Vajji and finally won. Vajji was the Confederacy, a union of states of 18 republic clans. They were situated in the north of the river Ganga in Bihar with their capital as Vaishal. The people of Vajji were called Ashtakulika, meaning family of 8. Summary. Political system was divided into monarchical and republic system. Kingship in monarchical setup was hereditary. The king had a strong army who was very powerful and a lawmaker. Vajji, located in northern Bihar, is a small state and its rulers fought continuous wars for almost 100 years to control the gigantic plains. Learning makes your life interesting, so keep learning.